Hello, everybody. This is Anti-Natalist, and I've held on to this article for many months. It was a January article in the paper, and it's an excellent article. And a couple of vacations thwarted the creation of a video surrounding this article. But here I go in late July. I really like the article and I made a lot of comments on it. So here I go. It might be a little disjointed because it's been a while since I've even read this article, but I really liked it, and I wanted to extrapolate on the content. I will say that motherhood was always a trap. And it's cruel and it's unjust. And for any political arena or for any country to encourage women to have babies just to fulfill the agenda for the next generation is very unfair. It's very misogynistic. China's ruling Communist Party is facing a national emergency. To fix it, the party wants more women to have more babies. It has offered them sweeteners like cheaper housing, tax benefits, and cash. It has also invoked patriotism, calling on them to be good mothers and wives. But that's just misogyny, because a good woman does not mean that she has to be married or become a mother. Chinese women have been shunning marriage and babies at such a rapid pace that China's population in 2023 shrank for the second straight year, accelerating the government's sense of crisis over the country's rapidly aging population and its economic future. China said on Wednesday that 9.2 million babies were born in 2023, down from 9.56 million in 2022. And the seventh year in a row that the number has fallen. Taking together with the number of people who died during the year, 11.1 million, China has more older people than anywhere else in the world. Okay, now that's a sign of women's independence. It's a sign of empowerment for women, and it's a sign of intelligence that they are not reproducing. The demographic crisis, which arrived sooner than nearly anyone expected, is already straining weak and underfunded healthcare and pension systems. China hastened the problem with its one-child policy, which helped to push the birth rate down over several decades. The rule also created generations of young, only child girls who were given an education and employment opportunities, a cohort that turned into empowered women. Okay, Xi Jinping has wanted women to pursue more traditional roles in the home. Okay? He recently urged government officials to promote a marriage and childbearing culture and to influence what young people think about love and marriage, fertility and family. Now, that amounts to control, okay? So women who have evolved, who have become empowered and gotten degrees and have become educated, they're trying to set them back. They're trying to set back the clock for women. One reality that shaped women's views about parenting: deep-seated gender inequality. The laws that are meant to protect women and their property and ensure they are treated equally have failed them. Women still don't feel sure enough to have children in our country. It seems that the government's birth policy is only aimed at making babies, but doesn't protect the person who gives birth. It does not protect the rights and interests of women. Propaganda campaigns and state-sponsored dating events goad young people to get married and have babies. In China, it is uncommon for unmarried couples or a single person to have children. Okay, they're trying to rejuvenate the nation. The message has been received by parents, many of whom already share traditional values about marriage. Mrs. Chen's parents sometimes get so upset at her decision not to have children that they cry on the phone. "We are no longer your parents," they tell her. Okay, disowning your own children because you don't want to do what they want you to do. That's coercion. Women in China today have a better awareness of their rights because of the rise in advocacy against sexual harassment and workplace discrimination. The authorities have tried to silence China's feminist movement, but its ideas about equality remain widespread. During these past 10 years, there is a huge community of feminists that have built up through the internet. Women are more empowered today. Censorship has silenced much of the debate around women's issues, sometimes tamping down on public discussion of sexual discrimination, harassment, or gender violence. Yet women have been able to share their experiences online and provide support to the victims. On paper, China has laws to promote gender equality. Employment discrimination based on gender, race, or ethnicity is illegal. For example, in practice, companies advertise for male candidates and discriminate against female employees. Legal support to women facing discrimination and sexual harassment in work. Women are more aware of gender inequality in every area of life. It's still difficult for women to get justice, even in court. In 2014, she sued a state-owned company, Dongfang Cooking Training School, after she was told not to apply for a job because she was a woman. She prevailed, but was only awarded $300 in compensation. Yeah. A recent uptick in shocking social media postings and news articles about acts of violence against women have grabbed attention of the nation, like the savage beating of several women in Tangshan at a restaurant, and the story of a mother of 8 who was found chained to the wall of a shack. Women often cite such violent acts when discussing why they don't want to get married. Changes to policies and regulations, like a new rule requiring a 30-day cooling off period before civil divorces can be final, are another. Marriage rates have been falling for 9 years. That trend, once limited mostly to cities, has spread to rural areas as well, according to government statistics. Another reason women don't want to get married is gotten harder to win a divorce in court if it is contested. 40% of the petitions filed by women were denied by a judge, often when there was evidence of domestic violence. So, the leaders are saying that family is the bedrock of Chinese society and stability. And I mean, that's true for every country. But women who don't want to reproduce should be respected. It's their body, it's their lives. Popular sayings online, such as marriage license has become a license to beat, or worse. Women in the northern province of Gansu was denied a divorce petition despite evidence of domestic abuse. A judge said the couple needed to stay together for their children. Another woman in the southern city of Guangzhou was murdered by her husband during a 30-day divorce cooling off period. Yeah, this is seriously oppressive. The spouse needs therapy or punishment, not the woman. So, this is it's just more of the same. Men are not being held accountable. In 2011, a Supreme Court's People's Court ruled that family homes would no longer be divided in divorce, but instead given to the person whose name was on the deed, a finding that favored men. That decision really frightened a lot of women in China. Lita Hong Fincher, the author of Leftover Women, The Resurgence of Gender Inequality in China. That sense of panic has not gone away. Instead of having more care and protection, mothers become more vulnerable to abuse and isolation. Policies by the government that are meant to entice women to marry, she said, even make me feel that it is a trap. Yes. Definitely motherhood is a trap. Yeah. A cruel and unjust trap. And child abuses are very well documented in Chinese culture. So even though the family is considered, the bedrock of Chinese society, there lives to tell a huge system of abuses and child abuses and control within the family and expectation to care for the elders. So I'm dealing with that now in in one of my Facebook groups that I'm running. There's coercion to get the young adults to pay for the parents or the grandparents' livelihoods and futures. So this is just more sexism, more misogyny. And women are a majority in numbers only. They're not a majority in power, though. The patriarch still controls the world, the global world. And so basically this article is an older generation using tactics to change the desires of women to suit others and to just be a breeder of wage slaves. So that was this article. I thought it was quite good. It really enlightened me to some of the discriminations that are facing women in China. And it's saddening, actually. And I think in America with Joe Biden stepping out of the potential presidency, I think there's going to be a lot of misogyny seen, because we now have a chance at having a female president. You're going to see misogyny, you're going to see sexism, you're going to see more hateful memes directed at the female gender, not at a particular female, not at, our vice president. You're going to see attacks made on her gender. And you're going to see a rise in hate for women, and attacks on anything Kamala says. So, I am not looking forward to it. I'm regretting it, actually. When Hillary was actively seeking, political control as a candidate, I was horrified at the level of hate that men would, dish out towards her. I mean, even attacking her appearance. I mean, really? I mean, that's old. That's lame. I mean, attack someone's policy or someone's agenda, but not someone's looks, or the way they wear their hair, or their weight, or their age. I mean, come on, where's the maturity? Where's the fairness? So that's what we have to look forward to. So I think this article, which was published in January 21st of 2024, definitely has its point, has its favor in today's politics. And I'm sending a lot of thoughts to China for the women over there, because they shouldn't be forced by a government to have children in order to, salvage people that exist today and who are old and who are feeble and who need caretaking. That's irresponsible, and that's discriminatory. It's cruel to impact a woman's life and basically force them socially to have children, and to penalize them for not having children, or to socially penalize them for not having children. That's just wrong. So, yeah, I mean, nobody's pushed the red button yet, right? So, these policies have to be dealt with. Unfairness has to be dealt with, especially for women. So thank you for watching this far. And any comments about China? I'm interested in hearing them, because and it impacts the whole world, actually. Here we go. China's total population was, at the end. That's a lot. It's a lot of people. Billions of people. People we don't need. And as an antinatalist, we don't need one more person to share misfortune, and to share misery, to share suffering, to share aging, to share pain, wage slavery. We need no more people born.